Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
You want to take this next one, dude, or do you want me?
Yeah, I'll say this one. I bought this to Chris's attention. Oh wait, actually, no, you can have this one because I've done two, and I meant to give you this one. I'll do the last one.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is so unprofessional.
Wait, it's free flow, baby. Guy, good episode, guys. I told you. It's like a walk in the park. Sometimes you see dog doo-doo in the park, and you have to step around it. So it's like a walk in the park. All right, guys. So, cool news came out recently. Neil Druckmann has been interviewed on Uncharted 4, and it's about to come out next month, right? In May. Wow, holy shit, next month.
Is it May? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, May. Yeah, next
May,
month. Oh my
man.
god.
May 10th. Ooh, it's gonna be good. But anyway, so he's been interviewed, and there's been a lot of news coming out from that interview. And one piece is that apparently Naughty Dog is fine with Uncharted 5 being produced as long as a new studio could get the essence right. So, speaking to Neil Druckmann on the subject of a Uncharted 5 and another studio picking up where Naughty Dog left off, this is what Druckmann said. If they make a great game, I'd be excited. I'd want to play I'd want to play an Uncharted I didn't work on. It'd be a lot of fun. And then he says here, obviously we could have a big part in it as the creators of the franchise. We just want to make sure they get the essence of it right. So basically, yeah, like they're cool on it. And then here, one last quote says that Druckmann makes something clear about Uncharted 5. He says if there's a studio that can do that, get the essence of it right, then great. If not, then it's okay that this is the last one. So, kind of cool. I think that's interesting that even though, Naughty Dog has been very frank with Uncharted 4, I mean, the fucking title of the game is called A Thief's End. They've been very clear that, look, this is the last Uncharted game we're making. I think they even said we feel like this kind of ends Nathan Drake's journey. But I think it's cool that Druckmann's like, but you know what, man? If Sony wants to, because Sony owns the rights to these games, if they want to keep making more, and if somebody comes up with a great idea and understands what Uncharted is, they'd be cool with them proceeding forward with it. And I think that's great. I mean, I'll say though, Adnan, the cynical person in me is like, yeah, but the last time someone took over a Naughty Dog franchise like Crash Bandicoot, it didn't really go well. Like, it kind of, no, it was terrible. So, it's been a couple of years since then, but I if they end up, obviously I want to play Uncharted 4 first before I think of, even if there should be a fifth game, but if there is a fifth game, yeah, I mean, if they get the essence of it, that'd be really cool. Sony Bend made a really great Vita game, if you remember. That was a pretty fun game, so...
Yeah, I mean, essence is a hard word to explain because, like, the better question would be asking Druckmann what studio he would want to see in charge of it.
That'd be cool.
Because, like, he's making it's very ambiguous kind of thing. So, like, oh yeah, I'd like to see someone do it, but if they've done it right. But at the same time, Druckmann's in position saying that when we haven't seen what he's done to the Uncharted series, because this is the first entry,
Yeah.
even though this is Naughty Dog developing it. Amy Hennig's not in it, and Amy Hennig is the father, the mother of Uncharted.
The Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
She's the Sarah Connor. Druckmann's just the John Connor. Hey.
Yeah, it's just as like fucking Kojima as the Sarah Connor of fucking Metal Gear. Like
She
it is
is,
one of those
though.
things. Like,
She is.
yeah, it is. It's like one of those things where you can't really read it because, like, beyond where it is, like, for example, Metal Gear could live without Kojima. That's an example of it. Like, it can easily do it because, like, Kojima is not the complete essence of what Metal Gear is. You see how many people are in the credits of that game. They are all working with Kojima. Kojima is the final, like, the final visionary and the product of it. Obviously, not to undermine his role because it's unbelievably big. But at the same time, you can bring other people in. Like, Platinum Games came and made Metal Gear Revengeance for what it's worth on the face of it and what it's meant to be. It's a brilliant game. So other studios can come in and handle these IPs, and obviously Sony is weighing up the credibility of doing more Uncharted games because it is going to, you wouldn't really pass up an IP like that. Mm-hmm. Even if it is the quote-unquote final story, you would find other ways to kind of expand the universe and make a different storytelling. I think another studio can do it. I think it's a long way since Crash Bandicoot. The same thing with like Snake's Revenge. You can bring up as a sample for Metal Gear, but it's been a long time since then. I think like in the right hands, the right property, the right direction, you can really bring something out, like something special. It might even be better than this Uncharted series.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree, dude. I think anytime with any property, when the complete, team behind it, and this is even with films, like Force Awakens, is a good example. Like, they chucked the team that worked on. I think only a couple of people who worked on the previous films came back for Force Awakens, and we were all holding our breath, seeing what's going to happen, and it turned out to be a fun movie. Same thing with video games. When you switch leads or developers or whatever. Well, I know it's Naughty Dog, but creative leads, I mean, and you bring in other people, you gotta kind of, have a moment. It's like a crisis of faith for a little bit, because you're like, shit, can they get the job done? Is this going to be crap? What's going to happen? But I'm always, dude, I think not one person ever defines a franchise. I think that it is an amalgamation of like a bunch of people doing work, but having that one person who has the biggest voice in it, they are the captains of the ship, So having them leave. So yeah, I think that's an interesting point, man, that you made. Like Druckmann's all like, "Well, if they get the essence right," and it's like, dude, this is your first fucking Uncharted.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no, did you get the essence right? Like,
yeah, exactly. There's not doubt the credibility that Druckmann can make a game, and obviously,
yeah,
he has got a big reputation from The Last of Us. But the fact of the matter is, your essence is making it on the fact that people haven't seen what your essence of this game is, because people will fucking lay down the law as well, because they have, like, interestingly enough, they're looking at a lot of the interviews. There's one about the endings, where it's saying like some of the endings may quote divide people, and that's kind of worrying, because that's not an interpretation where it's like, what? It's more like people like going to be scratching their heads going like, you're almost having a Batman v Superman syndrome where you're like, I'm going to defend this now with saying that some people, it doesn't matter if people don't enjoy your ending. Like, you should have one universal ending where you feel is a fitting conclusion to it. Not what other people think. If it divides people, you can talk about it afterwards. Last of Us ending divided a lot of people, but they didn't come out and say the Last of Us ending's going to divide people, in that kind of way. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting time, just like, as a kind of like, as a whole, the entire, what their direction is, and from Druckmann's perspective, I think it's going to be interesting, but like, some people can talk the talk, can you walk the walk? It's like,
Yeah, like how well do you know Uncharted, dude? Because I swear to God, if Nathan's infected with something and he's gonna go and like cure people, and the whole game's a journey with his brother to go cure them, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I'm gonna be like, God damn it, again? Because I'm like one of the very few people that I enjoyed Last of Us. I thought it was fucking great game. It was a really fun game.
Oh yeah, I love it.
But everybo's like, fucking best game ever made, game of the generation. I'm like, calm down. It's a good game, but come on, man, there are better games out there. So like, I'm not drinking the Druckmann Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? I'm not drunk on the Druckmann. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's gonna make a fantastic game, but I'll reserve my thoughts on it until I pick it up, and I'm sure as hell picking it up next month. I'm so excited for that game. Like, that's going to be a day one buy. But yeah, so I'd be curious. It'd be fun to go back and kind of see, like, maybe if we end up doing a spoiler cast on Uncharted 4, which would be so fucking great. I don't know if we will, but if we do, I would love to go back and be like, so Druckmann, did he nail it, Adam? Do you think he's okay with talking shit about Uncharted 5? But yeah, good stuff, man. But dude, yeah, why don't you close us out on gaming news?
Indeed, I will. So, the last piece of news is that developer Red Barrel Games released a new and rather cryptic video for the highly anticipated survival horror title Outlast 2. The video, which Red Barrel's uploaded to its personal YouTube channel and posted on Facebook, is titled, quote, Jude 1 14:15, end quote, with the audio, which is difficult to make out, being played over an image of the upside down cross from the Outlast 2 teaser logo. However, and thank you to the internet, and especially YouTuber Edge Jura Kulak, he or she has deciphered the secret meaning behind Red Barrel's original video, having re-uploaded the video with the audio being played backwards. In Kulak's version of the video, a sinister priest-like voice teases that an announcement for Outlast 2 is coming on April 22nd, 2016. And for you guys wondering, April 22nd is the first day of PAX East, which is being held in Boston, Massachusetts. So it's likely that some form of trailer or new details for Outlast 2 will be unearthed at the event.
Damn.
So yeah.
Dude, holy shit, that's awesome. Yeah, you showed me this right before we jumped into doing the show. And dude, I love it when this is like how almost like a smaller scale of what PT did. I love marketing for games that are like thinking outside the box. A great example is like the I Love Bees thing that Halo 2 did, like way back
Yeah.
in like 2003, 2004. I don't even get those type of things, dude. When they get like that in depth and they're that like hardcore, like you basically have to be a detective and dedicate like a week to like deciphering these things. I'm terrible at that, but I love reading about people discovering it and like telling them, how they, like putting the pieces together, solving a mystery. Oh man, I love that so much. I would be so bad at making those things. Like mine would be so easy. It'd be like, hey, what does the Easter Bunny do? Like I don't know. It'd be like a really dumb question. You'd be like, he fucking hunts eggs. There's an egg in the screen. Do I click it? All right, yeah, that's what he did. Like it would just be something really lame like that because I'm so bad at that. But yeah, I love marketing like this, dude. And I loved Outlast 2. I thought Outlast 2 was so fun, so fucking great. So I look forward to the sequel, man. I mean, here's hoping we get it as another free title on PlayStation 4, so we could just keep getting Outlast for free because the first one was a PS Plus free title. But yeah, dude, it's a really fun game. It felt, I mean, we talked about it ages ago, but it felt very almost like Resident Evil-y. How like you would find diaries and like read stuff, and the guy was, it was a great game. It was such a fun game. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be big. A big news. Something interesting to watch. The first one was fucking creepy as hell.
Yeah. DLC was really good too, by the way. I don't know if you ever
I need
played
to
it.
play that. No, I watched a lot of it, but it was fucking good when I watched it as well. I regret not picking it up for that reason, but
It was
maybe
good,
someday.
man. It was good. It was really good.
Mm.
Well, dude, if you don't mind, can I take this next piece and then you
Yep.
can close this out?
Right.
Okay, sweet.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, we have two pieces of movie and TV news. They're actually both movie news, but so this first piece, really cool stuff. So Zack Snyder has, came back and has talked more about Batman v Superman and has teased a couple of things and stuff like that. So he first of all he teased on the character Darkseid from the DC Comics possibly being in the upcoming Justice League movie that he's directing. And what he said about Darkseid, it was a very simple tease. He just said maybe he exists out there in the universe. Maybe he's looking for something that is against life. That's what he said. I have no idea what that is. Apparently, according to this article, in the comic books, they think that thing would be something called the anti-life equation, which is Darkseid's ultimate goal in the universe. It's a formula that allows someone to control all sentient beings in the universe. So that's a pretty... If they do that, if that's Justice League, I gotta say, man, that's a pretty cool plot. That he's like, I will control all sentient beings in the universe. But, we'll see that. Also, he spoke about... now, this is kind of spoiler territory. I mean, it was shown in the trailers... so keep that in mind, guys. What he's about to comment on was shown in the trailers, but it might be considered spoilery because he's kind of talking about something they invented. It might be shown in future movies. So if you guys want to skip it, maybe skip ahead a few minutes. But so Snyder also spoke about the Robin suit that's shown in the film. If you guys remember from the trailer, there's a Robin suit that spray painted on it is "ha ha ha, jokes on you," which allegedly is from the Joker. And this is, and remember, this Batman in this universe, this Affleck Batman, has been around for 20 years as Batman, supposedly. Mm-hmm. So there's a history here. And Snyder says they kind of, he has his thoughts on when he thinks this all happened. So this is what he said. He said, in my mind, it was that Robin had died about 10 years earlier in some run-in with a young Joker. So there was an interest to me, sort of a fun backstory to play with. I felt like the whole idea was there had been loss and there had been sacrifice. In a weird way, he sacrificed everything to be Batman. He doesn't really have a life outside of the cave. I thought that by including a dead Robin, it was helping us understand he's been on quite a little journey. So that's pretty much the whole story. And of course, Justice League is going to be coming out November 10th, 2017. That'll be the next time we see Batman and all those other characters all together for the first time.
We can
Um,
never escape this movie, can we? It's fucking always like,
we've been reporting news on this for like how many years now, dude? Like 4 or 5 years. It's oh god, it's been so long. Dude, I'm okay with. I think it's really interesting that the DC extended universe, and I talked to some people about this in real life. I think it's really interesting that the DC extended universe, they're kind of like, look, just because Man of Steel's the first movie that came out doesn't necessarily mean that nothing else has happened. The fact that Batman has been Batman for 20 years, so he's been Batman since the 90s, according to this, universe. The fact that Batman's been around for 20 years and we're catching him as a 40-year-old, crime fighter that's like really tired, it's been through shit. I think that's an interesting aspect because there's a lot to play on there. You don't have to worry about, oh man, we have to show Joker falling into the chemical vat and getting the scars, and you don't have to do the origins, which this is the third iteration of the Joker we're about to meet in the comics, and I don't know how many fucking Batmans we've met. So we don't need to see the origin again, Like same thing like with Marvel's doing with Spider-Man. It looks like he's just going to pop into Civil War. So I think it's a great thing to do that because, it leaves you with an opportunity to either address that story later on in the future through flashbacks or whatever, or, it gives future writers so much more space to do what they want, and you already have these established characters. I think it's phenomenal. And, I can't wait to see Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad, later this summer. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's great that, and remember, this doesn't necessarily have to be canon. Like, this is just what Snyder thinks and what he felt would help him tell the story,
that should be a show.
What Snyder thinks. And it's just his opinion. Man, I think, James Cameron's badass. Yeah, so I think it's fine, dude. I think it's cool. I'm cool with, we know what happens to Jason Todd in the comics, so I think it's fine if that's what they did. It might not even be Jason Todd. It might have been Dick Grayson, and they'd take a left turn and go somewhere else. Might have even been Damian Wayne. Who knows? But
yeah,
I think it's great, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you can mess around with the universe as much as you want. You can do like your own arcs and everything else. I think Snyder's in his own kind of element where he does that stuff. Even I haven't watched the movie yet, and I obviously read like a lot of stuff about it. But at the end of the day, he does kind of like put kind of his own take on certain things, and that's a good idea. Of like what he did with just the audio, like seeing the in the trailer, just seeing the outfit there with the Joker messages on it. It kind of like established the established canon to Jared Leto's Joker. It's just the fact that it gives that kind of context of how long Batman's really been on the game.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need to introduce Robin into that's what I feel like that was always missing from Nolan's films. Like, not the fact that he needed a Robin, but like it didn't show how long he was really Batman for. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously he kept saying, oh yeah, I fought this long and Gotham needs a new hero and blah blah. It's almost as repetitive as Rocksteady's games. It's like Joey's like, oh, and it's like now I need to activate Nightfall and like, bring out something else. It was kind of like, yeah, but then this kind of like Batman that I saw from the trailer is kind of like the guy who's just been there, he's done it, he's just continuing. He's like a beaten fucking old warhorse who's just continuing to tug along, and it doesn't matter what's happening. He's going to rise up to the challenge, and like the fact that he's memorable, put that kind of entire suit as a memorabilia is kind of like not the fact that he's cherishing it in the good way, but cherishing it in a bad way.
Yeah.
And just seeing like what it is. It's good like what he does with Snyder. I think like that's some of his strengths, like if anything, from his films where he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy seeing it. Obviously, I haven't seen the full picture of it yet, but like,
it could be something that pays off later, and that's cool.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's almost like remember in Iron Man how we saw the Captain America shield in the background and all that, and then remember in like part 2 they kind of paid off to it, and now obviously Tony and Steve have like a relationship. I think and now they're fucking doing Civil War, so that's cool. I like how they do little like that's I think the only time Marvel's really ever done that. But yeah, it's cool, and it's still very early. Really, if you think about it, there's only 2 movies, and one of them was made on the assumption of, hey, we're going to keep doing more movies in this universe. Man of Steel was kind of grandfathered in. So, yeah, man, really cool. I think it's a cool backstory, and we'll see what ends up happening. It'd be funny if that's not really what happens. That's just Snyder's take on it. And then, something else. Someone's like, no, Robin just said, fuck this. But, dude, close us out, man, with our last news piece.
Yes, I will do that. Right, I'm on the page, sorry. So yeah, Neil Druckmann returned to this news piece.
Oh God, this guy just needs to go home. God, no, I'm kidding.
Neil Druckmann offers a grim update on the Last of Us movie development. So it's been over a year since any news has come out regarding the highly anticipated The Last of Us movie, and there's apparently a reason behind that. Speaking with IGN, The Last of Us game director and writer of the film's script, Neil Druckmann, revealed that the film has entered a place even Joel can't escape from, which is really funny that they wrote that. Druckmann said, and I quote, "I know I said in an interview a while back we had a table read, got the script to a good place, and it kind of entered development hell, like these kind of things tend to do. There hasn't been any work on it in over a year and a half," end quote.
Wow.
It was previously revealed that Game of Thrones star Maisie Williams was being hired for the role of Ellie in the film, though with the film stuck in development hell. The actress may have moved on to other projects.
She might age too much to fucking play.
Like,
she'll be like 20 years old. I can't fucking play Ellie.
Get Ellen Page in, man. Fucking hell, she's not gonna age anyway. Like, yeah, like this. I think this also ties in with the Uncharted movie. I think you talked about the Uncharted movie being the same fucking hell.
Yeah.
Not a surprise, really. I don't think many people really wanted to see it. Obviously, in the gaming spectrum, people don't really want to see it. But like. Yeah, I mean, like, I think we talked about this in other topics, like gaming movie adaptations and everything else. Like, this is kind of like maybe a saving grace.
Yeah, it's what happens, right? Like, these things always... It happens, dude. Like, these things, like, tend to... Everyone's like, oh, we're so gonna move forward with this. Woo! And then something happens, and everything slows down, and everything comes to a screeching halt, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I thought everything was going well. I'm with you, dude. I never want to see this into a movie. It doesn't need to be a movie. It's already a cinematic experience, man. It's an interactive cinematic experience. That's, I think, the biggest weight of the game is that it's interactive. Making it a movie, there's no reason to make it a movie. So I'm okay. I don't care. I hope it's delayed I mean, look, if people want to see it, I hope it does get made. But for me personally, I don't care if it's even delayed indefinitely. Whatever. I think Maisie Williams would kick ass as Ellie, though. But at the rate they're going, man, she might be like 25 by the time they get the movie. I don't know how old she is now.
Ellen Page, man. Ellen Page. I keep saying this again against you, Chris. Like, come on. All about Ellen Page.
Dude, go the full Monty. Have Willem Dafoe play Joel. How awesome would that be?
Come here.
Come here, Ellie. Don't go far.
Godspeed, Spider-Man. Oh, sorry. Godspeed, Ellie.
Godspeed, Ellie. Like when she goes, like he just lets her go and gets the surgery or whatever.
Like you just see Neil Druckmann shout behind say, "Get in your element, William Dafoe. Get in that element."
You know what I'd love if they shoot the movie and they do kind of a reverse thing. So the whole movie is them in the motion capture suits, but they never add in the effects. So like it really is the movie because essentially they have that already. They could technically just give us all.
I feel like one day we're gonna have a table read of the Spider-Man script. I don't know who's gonna play Willem Dafoe, but one of us will.
That should be a spoiler cast April Fools. That would be so great. Just like the whole script. It's like a 4-hour episode, and we're just reading the whole script. I'll play.
Impressive.
We'll give all the roles, as accordingly. That'd be so fucking great.
I've definitely been married to Watson. But yeah, like I mean, we can't.
Those eyes, those terrible. I'll be Aunt May. Fuck it, just Aunt May. We'll ignore all the other lines.
But yeah, I can't really speak much more on it because I'm not really surprised from a game standpoint, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with it as well because I don't really want to see the Last of Us movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of like down there too. So, but for people who want to see it, maybe it'll happen. Like I don't want to. Maybe some people are like, "Fuck, man, I want to see it." I don't want to be like, "Ha." But I don't really. I personally don't care. Like in my IMO or whatever, I just don't care. Like I'm not really down with it. But yeah, I guess guys, actually, that's our show. We kind of had to.
This. Yeah, we had to like kind of miss out the main segment due to time constraint and all other.
It was either a short episode or no episode, and Adam and I really like releasing episodes weekly, so but I'm sure next week we'll be back to our normal schedule probably. So
it should be, but we'd hope, but well, yeah, we definitely will be. But yeah, I think that concludes this week's episode of the Gamer Headline Show. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at TGH Show and like our Facebook page, the Gamer Headline Show, for up-to-date episodes from Gamer Headlines' official podcast. Additionally, the Gamer Headline Show can be found on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, and of course, right here at GamerHeadlines.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.